That are the Saudi Cup Silver Flash Stakes, Group 3 for juvenile fillies. 5 of them over 7 furlongs. As they race down the far side, it is Brownstown, the leader, with Composing going up on the outside, followed at the end of a furlong by Skydance, Schmexy, and dropped out is Red Autumn. Composing has headed Brownstown, heading towards the end of the back straight. Right with the pair is Schmexy, together at the back, Skydance and Red Autumn. It's Composing and Ryan Moore, stretching on a length in front of Brownstown, Gary Carroll just second from Schmexy and James Ryan. And then Skydance, Dylan Brown, McMonigal on the inside of Red Autumn and Chris Hayes. Reaching the halfway stage is Composing in front from Brownstown, joined for second by Schmexy, and then the nose banded Red Autumn, who just relegates Skydance to be last of the quintet. 3 furlongs from home as they approach the straight. The Saudi Cup Silver Flash Stakes. The leader by a length and a half is Composing, with moving off in pursuit Schmexy. Relegated to third is a pushed along Brownstown, and then Red Autumn and Skydance. Furlong and a half left to go, and it is Composing now by a couple of lengths to Schmexy, rejoined for second by Brownstown. Skydance is trying to stay on ahead of Red Autumn, but out in front by 2.5 to 3 is Composing and Ryan Moore. Skydance comes home on the outside of Schmexy and Brownstown, but up towards the finish it is Composing who builds on her maiden success in the Silver Flash. Skydance on the outside of Schmexy for the placing.
Yes, 4 in a row in this race for trainer and jockey. Composing really bossed that race from a very early stage, returns the 9-4 on favourite. Ryan Moore able to dictate his own terms, Don, once he got to the front. Brownstown and Schmexy were happy enough to sit in behind, and Composing's run out a really authoritative winner here. Back to the stalls we go. Brownstown was the one who came away best, but not much doubt about the intentions of Ryan Moore in those early strides.
Yeah, like she led from early when she won her maiden at the Curragh the last day, Gary, over this type of trip, and Ryan Moore had every confidence in her ability to do something similar again. But Brownstown she led from a fair way out here the last day as well when she won her maiden on easy ground or on soft ground, and Gary Carroll was happy to allow her stride along, but Gary Carroll looks content to allow Composing move on in front of her to take a lead from her from there, and from then on Ryan Moore just dictated terms. And yeah, Composing was good. She was professional. She picked up well. She's a filly who left the impression the last day that she had more in hand in the winning margin, and she's done so again today. Skydance has done well. She's come from a fair way back and stayed on to, I think, grab second place in the end. But Composing, yeah, once she got into the home straight, she kicked on and went away from her rivals from the two furlong marker.
Yes, it was all very straightforward indeed for Composing here today. In the end, Skydance has come through to grab second spot, and she was putting in her best work at the finish, having stepped up to just in excess of 7 furlongs today, Don. Connections, I suppose, have the option of going back for a maiden, or do they persevere at this sort of level? What would be your feeling on that?
Yeah, whichever they do, Gary, I can see her going up in trip, because she's finished off her race best of all. She's come from a fair way back. She's done well to get in among them from off the pace, off what looks like a quickening pace, and she's bred for further as well. Her dam won a Group 3 race over 1 mile and 7. So yeah, and she's a 3-part sister to Parachutist, who's won 2 out of 5 races so far, 1 over 10.5 and over 11 furlongs. So I'd say Skydance will be seen to even better effect up in trip now.
And the winner has the entries as you would expect in the right races, the Debutante Stakes and the Moigler Stud Stakes, which is, as Don spoke about a little bit earlier on, kind of the tried and trusted path for a filly of her ilk. And she's also got the option of the Goffs Million a little bit later on. She'd be a formidable rival, I'd imagine, Don, if she was to pitch up in that.
Yeah, cost 300,000 at the Orby sale. And yeah, look, she's a classy filly, as we were mentioning earlier on. She's by Wootton Bassett out of Epona Plays, who was a really good filly for William McCreary, won a Landwide Stud Stakes and won a Park Express, won a Denny Cordell Laverack as well, I think, over a slightly longer trip than a mile. So yeah, lots and lots of options for Composing now.
Job done as far as today is concerned then. Composing Now 2 from 3 and a Group 3 winner to boot. Aidan O'Brien's with us now. I suppose mixed fortunes for Aidan over the last hour or so here at Leopardstown. Aidan, composing, I'd imagine, did everything you hoped she would do in the Silver Flash Stakes. Just how highly would you rate her vis-a-vis some of the previous winners you've had?
Yeah, she's a lovely filly, Gary. I'd say she's probably filly for the fillies race at back at the Curragh, and the future is at the debutante. Yeah, and then maybe the Migler. She's that type of filly, very straightforward, honest, uncomplicated.
Did the race go pretty much how you thought it would before?
I think so, yeah. She had a lovely run first time, won nicely then the next time, and it went exactly, really. Yeah, she's very, very off-handed, straightforward filly.
Not the result I'm sure you were hoping for at Flushing Meadows, though, in the Tyros. I know the winner's a smart colt in his own right, but did you expect a bit more from your guy?
Yeah, we did. He didn't turn that well. He's never raced on a bend before, and if you see him, he was just uncoordinated turning in and just never got over onto the right leg. Wayne or Dylan made it, didn't go very fast, and just started the sprint from just after the tree down into the dip, and he was gone, and Ryan could never get him back. I'd say our horse probably is a horse that is a rhythm horse. He wants a good strong 7, I'd say, and it'll be interesting to see. But we were disappointed, and Joseph's horse looked very good, and so hopefully we will find improvement somewhere. But I think. We think he's better than that, really. But maybe Joe's horse going to turn out very good.
That's, I guess, the possibility as well. I mean, will you go back to the drawing board with your horse and see?
I think so, yeah. We'll give him a little bit of time now. We went back a little bit quick after the Curragh, so we give him a little bit of time. He is a horse that does show plenty of class, and we think it's there. And just surprised how uncoordinated he was. As he was turning, he's never kind of worked on a bend. He probably never had to quicken on a bend that way, and he just got onto the wrong leg, and he never engaged then when he straightened up. So isn't that going to happen sometimes with 2-year-olds, and they can leave those runs behind them too sometimes. But so he still ran well. He's second. He wasn't beaten that far, and I think he'd probably half the margin if he really had to. But like I said, Joseph's horse did win very well.
He did. And we're always looking forward in this game. Obviously, we've got one of the big midsummer highlights, the King George, coming up at the weekend. Has your horse's preparation gone every bit as well as you would have hoped, Jan?
Yes, everything's went well. He's done very well since Epsom, and he had a nice run into this race, and seems in good form, Gary.
Smallish field, you've got Continuous in there again. Do you think it could be a similar sort of setup to the Epsom race?
I think so. You never know, but obviously Continuous is very happy to go forward. Jan Bergal will go forward. Both of them get, you'd imagine, usually a mile and a half. Well, if someone else wants to go forward, that'll be fine too. So listen, it's a mile and a half, and it's a King George, and you usually have to get the trip in the King George usually.
And Jan Bruegel always strikes us, I think, as a horse who just does what he has to. Do you reckon there's more in the tank there if he needs it?
Yeah, he is lazy. He's always one ear pricked and one ear back, and that's the way he races and always does. And obviously we know that he does get a mile and 6, so that has been always him. We're looking forward to it now.
Looking forward to it ourselves, Aidan. Thanks ever for your time. Cheers.
Pleasure, Gary. Thank you. Thanks, Gary.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.